Good? Okay. What's up, guys? We're back. Episode number 2 of the night. We got a little depressing, we got a little sad, and we're going to get happy because that's what we do around here. We like to be happy. Real quick, guys, I want to give you a quick rundown of what we're going to be discussing tonight. Real quick, after we get started, after I introduce everybody, I'm going to give my quick thoughts on Doctor Strange. I haven't had a chance to talk about it, so I'm going to take got 2-3 minutes to talk about it real quick. Then we're going to do our Rogue One spoiler filled. If you don't want to be spoiled, I wouldn't watch this. Go see the movie and then come back and watch this because we're going to spoil the shit out of it because, that's what we do around here. Then I'm going to give my collection update, guys. I kind of went a little ham the last 2 days. I got some really cool pickups that I really like. A few of them that I'm ecstatic about. So that definitely excited for that. And then we're going to give a quick little Star Wars specific tribute to the ones we lost from the Star Trek world this past year. So let's go ahead and introduce the guys. I know they look pretty familiar. That they should. First up, we got Paulie. Paulie, what's up?
What's going on, everybody? This is episode 97 of our show. Can you believe that? 97. And I am thrilled to be here to discuss this unbelievable movie.
There we go. I'm in.
Okay.
Somebody invite someone?
There you go. I would have got here earlier, but...
Me? Yes.
Okay.
Got a new face.
Yes.
Yeah, what's the deal, Chris?
Introduce, okay, guys, introduce a fellow on our show. The first time on our show,
Chris,
you froze.
Of course, he glitches out, but it's cool. So, your name is Matt, man? Matt?
Yes, Matt.
All right, Matt. Hey, man, what's up? I'm Caleb. This is Paul. This is Colton. And obviously, you know Chris. Welcome. Obviously, I can tell that you're a Star Wars fan with the beautiful poster in the back.
Oh, it's actually just a blanket, but, just a pad,
Anyway, so welcome. Obviously, you've seen Rogue One, so you're going to get excited to talk about that. So Paulie's here. We have a newcomer, Matt, so that's awesome. I always love new people here. Chris, guess he's MIA right now, so you all know Chris. He's been here since forever. So, and Colton's here. Colton, what's up, buddy?
hey man, glad to be here. And once again, I am the Rebel Spy. Fresh from my favorite shirt from Star Tours, which I got when I actually got chosen to be the Rebel Spy on my very first ride on Star Tours: The Adventure Continues.
Okay, awesome.
I actually do have a Rogue One shirt, which I got when I got for Christmas, but it's currently in the dirty clothes. I forgot we were having this show tonight. So
sorry, guys.
Oops.
There he is, Chris, buddy.
Technical difficulty there. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that.
Welcome back, Chris.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Everybody knows Chris. Chris, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys? I am one with the Force.
You just were not going to let him get started, did you, Colton?
I know that who sucks.
Don't get him riled up, okay? Don't get him started. All right, guys.
Not this show. We're going to have plenty of time to piss him off later on.
So, like I said,
Everyone's showing your aspirations, Mr. Hunt.
Yeah, rundown. I'm going to give my thoughts on Doctor Strange because I haven't had a chance to real quick. Then we're going to do our Rogue One spoiler. Then I'm going to give my update because, again, I haven't had a chance to. And then we're going to do our Star Wars tribute for the 3 amazing people that we lost from the Star Wars universe this past year. So, real quick, guys. Okay. Now, I was saddened that I couldn't make the Doctor Strange thing. I've been very busy, as everyone knows, but I finally saw it, and I absolutely loved it. Now, Marvel, I mean, they just keep churning out amazing movies after amazing movies after amazing movies. I mean, I loved it. Story was good. Benedict Cumberbatch was great. The one thing I want to comment on, Fox, DC, take fucking notes on how to make a giant entity, okay? Take fucking notes. Get on your little notepads. Okay, let's not have a giant floating gas, okay? No purple dust, okay? No yellow dust, okay? When they did that, I was so fucking happy, you guys. I was so giddy. I was so happy, like, my girlfriend came in here and was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Man, it's fucking Dormammu." She's like, "Who?" I was so happy because he looked so badass and he actually talked. Wow, a giant entity can actually fucking talk? Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay.
It was gonna be a big giant, dust cloud like we got from fucking Galactus. Okay, no, he was actually treated with respect. That was the number one thing. Like, Marvel, DC and Fox need to take fucking notes because Marvel actually knows how to make a giant entity. I mean, it's really not that hard. They gave him a personality. They gave him a voice. They let him talk. They didn't even animate the rest of him. They just did his head. That's all you need, baby. Like, we don't need anything else. It's really that simple. I just want to talk about that real quick because it was heating up inside me, and I just wanted to, them to watch this movie and just see that you can make giant entities and you don't have to fuck it up as bad as they did.
Right. Well, in Green Lantern, Parallax actually did speak, but he was so personality-less that it really didn't matter. But Green Lantern.
By the point that we got the Parallax, I had already checked out of that giant shit pile of a movie. But
yeah, most of us had probably.
So let's get into why we're really here, man. I'm disappointed in myself. I literally just saw Rogue One earlier today, and I fucking loved it. First of all, I wanted to throw that out there real quick. Except for a few nitpicks, which I'll get into. This movie was so good. It was so great. I didn't think it was slow at all. That's just my personal opinion. It has more action than Episode 4 does. So I absolutely love this. So let's go ahead and get into it. Paulie, go ahead and give me your opening thoughts on Rogue One, real quick. So go ahead.
This might be the best made Star Wars movie ever.
All right, chill, man. Chill.
No, I'm fucking serious. I mean, everything about this movie was just so well done. I mean, the action was incredible. The characters are certainly memorable. I mean, the story was well done. Visually impressive. I mean, I loved everything about it. This is not my favorite Star Wars movie. That's still Return of the Jedi, but as far as like from a technical standpoint, this Rogue One might be the best Star Wars movie ever made.
Okay. All right, Paulie. Real quick before I move on to somebody else. I know you've only seen it once. Where would you rank Rogue One?
Oh, jeez. Well, definitely ahead of all the prequel films. I can tell you that.
Oh, those didn't even fucking count. Okay, duh. Like, I wasn't talking about those. Okay, Episode 3 is watchable. That's it. Okay, it's passable. I'm saying
we already had a prequel discussion. Let's not get words
the
again.
Original trilogy and 7. Okay.
Yes. The original trilogy 7 and
the original trilogy and 7 and this one.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, obviously, Return of the Jedi still number 1. I think I might put Rogue One ahead of the rest of them.
Don't you dare, okay? Don't you dare put Rogue One ahead of Empire, man. Empire, oh my god, okay.
Caleb,
is ahead of Empire.
Caleb, how many times have I fucking told you that is my least favorite of the trilogy, okay? You know this time and time again, and yet you still give me shit about it.
I know, but because you have this thing, you don't like the bad guy to win.
Put Force Awakens ahead of Empire.
I put A New Hope ahead of Empire.
Yeah, you are killing me, man. Anyway, okay. I can't even get over this right now. Let's move on. Go to Chris. Chris, go ahead. Give me your opening thoughts on Rogue One.
I mean, I think this movie is really awesome. I mean, this is truly like a Star Wars movie that is a war movie. It may be the first movie in the franchise to acknowledge that Star Wars is a movie about the Star Wars movies are movies about war. I mean, yeah, there's some like slight character flaws here and there. Some, faults with the development of these characters, but I thought they were like really compelling creations. The story is really gripping. There's a lot of dirt. It's truly a gritty, dirty movie. It's a really hard edge. That's what I liked about it. It's like really mature in that. Oh, it was really dark, and I really like the dark tone about it. I mean, it's not better than I ranked it right behind Revenge of the Sith, but after I saw it the second time, I ranked it ahead of it because the movie is so good. Because it doesn't pull any punches. It's really a hard-edged movie. It's really dark and really brutal. I mean, it's like some flaws in the pacing. Oh, this movie, Gareth Edwards, I salute you. I mean, this is great, and the use of Vader, though minimal. Man, it's working.
It counted.
Yes.
It was perfect. He was in the movie a perfect amount, okay? The one thing I want to comment on real quick is, with Felicity Jones's character, Jyn Erso, and the other guy, Captain,
Yes.
I can't remember.
Yes, Andrew.
Yeah. Casillas. I thought there was going to be a romance there, and I was like, bro, I hope they don't ruin the end of the movie by having some stupid ass fucking romance, stupid ass kiss or whatever. But that's just gonna ruin it for me. But they didn't. That was great. I really enjoyed that. They really focused on what made this movie important and why it's so important to the franchise and to the original was the plans for the Death Star. I mean, that was the main central core of the story, and they stuck to that. So I really enjoyed that. Colton, give me your opening thoughts.
Well, one thing I loved about this movie is that they actually, when I saw the trailers and everything, I'm like, okay, the Death Star is going to be there, but I'm like, they're obviously not going to use it or anything. But boy, was I wrong. They actually, not only did they use the Death Star, but they actually made it. This is probably the scariest it's ever been. I mean, at first it was just, it could blow up planets, and we saw it destroy Alderaan. We were probably thinking that was pretty cool to actually see that the Death Star could do something like that, and then we saw that was pretty devastating, and it could be pretty devastating in Return of the Jedi. But here in Rogue One, and I'm like, when they used it just at minimal power against Jedha, I thought, okay, they blew up Jedha. I'm like, holy crap, that explosion is massive. I could really feel the scale of it. Like when K2SO said there's no horizon anymore, I'm like, damn. And the best way I've seen the Death Star's use the Death Star's explode. The best way I've seen somebody describe the explosion would be an atomic bomb mixed with an earthquake, and that's a pretty good description, I think. And in addition to that, though, I also liked how this movie took the characters in directions we hadn't really seen much of in the Star Wars universe before. Things are not quite as black and white with the rebellion. They're a bit more, I guess you could say, human in this movie, where they. When they've learned that the Death Star can do just as much damage as they were led to believe, they realistically shit their pants and are like, we joined a rebellion, not a suicide pact, and some of them don't want to fight, others do, and
yeah, I know.
Cassian was going to at first just kill Jin's dad, but he couldn't bring himself to, and he said that when he got on her about suddenly now caring about the rebellion's cause, it's like I didn't have the luxury of that. I've been doing this since I was 6, and I also liked how, we got to, again, see a little bit more of just how they over certain aspects of the galaxy and all that. We only got, a small tidbit of that, in A New Hope, when we saw the people, kind of got out of the Stormtroopers' way when they marched into the city, when they marched into Mos Eisley to go after Han and Luke and the Millennium Falcon and all that jazz. But here we see, we see a Death Star actually planet side hovering over a city, and you can only imagine how frightening that must be for some of the people to just know that any moment now if they could get have the shit bombed out of them if something went wrong. Of course, then something worse happened when they just had the entire city just annihilated in one big flash of light.
Right.
It's kind of hard for it to be happy when we have a very depressing ending to talk about. Yeah, spoiler alert, everybody, but yeah, the ending of the movie, when Tarkin said, "You may fire when ready," and the gunner said, "Commits primary ignition," I'm like, oh, okay, they're fucked. And when I saw the explosion from space, I'm like, this is just depressing, But at the same token, I really respect them for how they ended the movie like that. Like, remember, Vader never said what happened to the spies that stole the Death Star plan, so that gave them a perfect opportunity to let some of them, make it out alive and continue in other spin-off adventures. So I like that they killed everyone, showed that this was like a very serious matter. It's a war movie. Not everyone, people aren't always going to make it out alive, and I liked how it wasn't like a slaughter of everybody, so to speak, and that when it came to Jen and Cation, they more or less accepted the fact that they were about to die and just embraced each other, and as their death approached and what have you. It was and of course we had that final Vader scene, but we'll talk about that later. But it was like you guys said, they used Vader probably in this movie over my opening thoughts. Also, the characters, real quick. Right now they're in like a weird sort of limbo for me, but I'll talk about that later. There's nothing wrong with them, but they're not quite as memorable as the core three of Luke, Han, and Leia.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. The ending. I'll definitely bring up. I mean, this is a two-parter. I mean, you really have to watch this one and episode 4. Just like in my opinion, episode 5 and episode 6 are those two. They're both one movie. I mean, you have to watch one. If you watch one, then you got to watch the other one because it's just how it is. Because how this movie ends, goes right into 4. So now we're gonna go on to our newcomer, Matt. What's going on, man? How you doing, man? You doing good?
Pretty good.
Awesome. So real quick, give me your favorite Star Wars movie.
My favorite's Empire, but that's because it's my favorite movie of all time. So,
see, look, fluff, y'all. This is my dude. Now, where would you rank Rogue One? Just having seen it, probably recently, because it came out recently. Where would you rank it in, of your ranking of the films?
I'd probably go either 3 or 4 because I do prefer A New Hope over it, and I think I prefer Force Awakens over it. But I do like Rogue One more than Return of the Jedi and the prequels.
Wow.
So
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably go 4, but I'll get into that later. So, all right, Matt. So give me your opening thoughts on Rogue One.
I mean, I love the movie overall, and one thing I loved about it is we got what we were promised back a couple of years ago. It's a war movie, and they could have easily went something that was more for families and stuff. Kind of like the episodes are more, family orientated, but you can enjoy them as an adult. But this was more for adults, and I think this is going to be probably our most adult Star Wars movie we'll ever get, even in the future. The action's great. The third act's incredible, I think, in the movie. There's a couple issues, kind of in the first 2 acts. Some of the characters aren't as well, remembered. Like, I had to see it 2 or 3 times to remember a couple of them pretty well. There's one character I'll talk about later I wasn't a fan of. But, yeah, I mean, overall, I loved it. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So real quick, guys, I want to get into real quick. Yeah. Am I glitching now?
Little bit.
So.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Okay. I want to talk about the characters real quick. I want us to go through, give me your least favorite character, and then your favorite character. I'll go first. I'll start. My favorite character, I mean, it's hard for me not to go with the main character, Jen. I mean, she kind of pissed me off at the start, where, like, she didn't give a shit, she didn't care, she didn't want to do anything, blah, blah. And then, oh, my dad's in trouble? Maybe I should do something about it, Then I really started to like her character a lot. She really grew on me in the film. My least favorite character was not in the movie very long. But Jyn Erso has the dumbest mother I've ever met in my life. She is the dumbest person I've ever met in my life. Well, obviously, I've met her, but I'm saying the dumbest character I've ever seen in a movie. So you're telling me that you're going to take a little ass blaster and take on 4 soldiers plus Krennic just because like you think a little ass blaster is going to do anything. Like it pissed me off so much. Okay, so they're here to take your father. And now you're going to get yourself shot and killed. So now your daughter's going to grow up without a father or without a mother. Yeah, you're fucking dumb. You're stupid. You're the dumbest character in this movie. It infuriated me as a parent. Okay? Your husband let's go. You know, like, go take care of Jin. Go do it. Okay? I'm. And then she's like, you know what? Fluff your plan, bruh. I got this little ass blaster because I'm obviously going to do something. No, you stupid bitch. You ain't going to do nothing. What is wrong with you? Are you dumb? Like, oh, man. That infuriated me at the start of the movie, and I was like, oh, man. Don't let these characters piss me off. Like, don't let it start like that. Thankfully, the worst character got killed. Thankfully, bye. You know, she was dumb. That was my least favorite character. It infuriated me as a parent that you would be okay with, you know, basically committing suicide because your husband gets taken away. So let's leave my daughter with no parents and let her get raised by this weird, you know, dude. But whatever. I guess it's whatever. Paulie, go ahead. Give me your least favorite character and your favorite character from the movie.
All right, my least favorite character was probably Forrest Whitaker's character. I mean,
Yeah.
because I really don't understand what his purpose was in the movie, except just to give Jin the plan, the message that her father sent. Like that's it. That's really all you're good for. You're not going to have any, you know, important lesson to teach. I mean, and what's with that space Squidward he had? What was the purpose of that thing? How did he get it? How did it do its thing? What the hell?
I think they were just trying to show how far gone some people in the rebellion might be. So, like they said, they said he was an extremist and all that. Remember?
Lies!
Oh God, he was definitely strange for sure.
Lies! Oh my God! Shut up.
Who was your favorite character though?
It was actually the robot. I really liked him. Just because of just how he just said whatever he wanted. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you think.
And when he got destroyed, I kind of got the feels a little bit, Paulie.
I know, like, again, like that's what Marvel does. I mean, Marvel can make the death of an ant feel sad. Disney takes the death of a fucking robot and makes it feel sad. Come on, how do they do this? Star Wars took the robot's death and made it sad. How do they do this? Oh my God, how do they do this?
Why was the robot your favorite character, Paulie?
Yes, he was.
No, I'm saying, like, why was he your favorite?
Oh, because like I said, I mean, he's like C-3PO took steroids and had an attitude adjustment. It's like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. You don't like it? Fuck you. But the guy had attitude. I liked it. He had a personality. I just dug.
You're going to give her a blaster. She gets a blaster, and I don't. Huh?
What the hell?
Know, like,
You're an asshole.
The odds are she use the turn against us. It's very high.
So yeah, that's why I like him. He's pretty cool. I liked him.
Cool. All right, Chris, go ahead and give me your least favorite character and your favorite character.
My favorite character has to be Jyn Erso. I think I like her a little bit better than Rey. I don't know. I mean, because Jyn Erso is human, and she's tough. Bare bones. I mean, she has to take a lot of shit. Throughout her life. I mean, she surprises me how resilient she could be. Yeah, she can be a bit cold in some instances. That's what the character's supposed to be. I mean, she's enduring, had to put up through a lot of stuff. Yeah, her father being taken by the Empire, being raised by this extremist. Yeah, she's bound to develop a thick skin. Basically. I thought her development was intriguing. How she goes to somebody who was really indifferent to what the rebellion was trying to fight for, to saying, "Yeah, I'm with the rebellion. I'm hoping to get my father out," and saying, "Yeah, I want to help him. He's the only one trying to get out of this. See, we get this plan so we can destroy the station." I thought that was really, a compelling story, but I didn't like Krennic. He was my least favorite, and I think he seemed to be more like a weasel, saying, "Oh, can I get this?" And he seemed to be crying all the time. But we get it. He has to Yes, and bitch.
You must have enjoyed watching Vader make him his bitch, bro. That's hilarious, bro.
I did.
Little bit, yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. Quiet, all right?
He said that he summoned it. Yeah, I summoned him. Yeah, and he complains about his coworker. It's like what the? Yeah, but I thought he was like kind of a weasel. I mean, I didn't really think he was that quite well written as a character. He's insufferable to me. I just couldn't stand him throughout that movie.
I think he was written that way because you know what I'm saying, like you're not supposed to like this guy because all he cares about is himself and he wants all the credit, he wants all the glory,
Right.
you know. And all Vader wants to do, is do what the Emperor wants. He wants to do this, and when he's am I in control? Shut up, all right.
Choke on your aspiration.
I didn't ask you to talk, okay?
How much
I just told you to do something. Now I'll do it. Like, damn. All right. Go ahead, Colton. Give me your least favorite and your
Least favorite. Yeah. I think my least favorite character was, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right. Baze Malbus. He was Chirrut's best friend and all that. Slash bodyguard, maybe. I'm not entirely sure what their dynamic was, but it was like I said earlier, a lot of the characters were in a weird sort of limbo for me in that there's nothing wrong with Baze himself, but he also just, I don't know, doesn't exactly stick out amongst the other characters. Like more that they all had more clear motivations to him, whereas he was kind of just following. How do you pronounce his name?
Chirrut.
Yeah, he was just kind of following Chirrut wherever he went. I guess because he realized he get his ass killed if he wasn't around. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with him. He's just probably the least meaty of the characters, I guess you could say. Maybe my favorite character was K2SO because he's being voiced by Alan Tudyk. You can't go wrong with that guy. And it's like Paul said, it's like C-3PO decided he's had it with everyone's shit. He's went and got himself like an upgrade, and now he can mouth off to everybody and not have to worry about getting blown apart or shut down or any of the other crap that 3PO had to put up with over the course of the original trilogy. And yeah, I really did when he got killed. It was. I knew that I had a feeling that the Rogue One team wasn't going to make it out, but when you actually saw him actually getting gunned down by all those stormtroopers and everything, it was a bit of a heartbreaking, a bit of a saddening moment there, especially since his last scene with Jyn showed that he was actually kind of, warming up to her after kind of not really being on the fence about her being around, saying she might use the blaster on occasion and all that jazz. But when she gave him that blaster, he said, Jyn Erso, you continue to be a person that's most surprising or something like that. That got a smile out of me. And then less than a few minutes later, he's being gunned down. He has to he destroys the control panel to keep the stormtroopers out from reaching Jyn and Cation. So yeah, K2SO, he is my favorite character from the movie.
Hey, perfect. All right, Matt, you had said, something that you had something to say of one of the characters. I'm excited to hear that. So give me your least favorite and your most favorite, but go ahead.
All right, my least favorite character is Saul Guerrera, and my main reason why Saul was my least favorite, he had no point in the movie. They could have easily wrote him out, but I have a feeling they just wanted to throw him in just to have somebody from one of the TV shows or books or whatever to be in it. And I guess
he was from Rebels, I think.
And because
he's going to be in Rebels. He'll be in Rebels, but he was in Clone Wars, I guess. And he just felt very useless, and I didn't think Forrest Whitaker did that good of a job, although I'm not going to blame it on him necessarily because it might have been just the direction or just how the character was. So, it's just he was mostly useless, and, he kind of pissed me off, once it got to present time. My favorite character, if I'm not going to include Vader, it's going to be K2SO. For me, K2SO stole every scene in the movie. He was hysterical, and they could have easily went the Jar Jar route, where that humor could have, been so off. But he was perfect in the movie. Just how he was used overall, he was badass, hysterical, and like everybody's been saying, when he got gunned down, that was probably the only person where I started getting a little teary-eyed. I didn't cry, of course, but I felt more emotion, than anybody. Like everybody else was like, they're dead anyway. Like I knew Donnie Yen was gonna be dead and all that. But
I'm
Yeah.
with you. Like you got the feels. Yeah, man, I'm with you. Yeah, the Jar Jar thing is interesting because like he was just. It was bad. He was just annoying. Everything was just like, oh my god, this guy is like, it's like hurting my brain. This guy was witty. Everything he said had a purpose. And like when he walks up and they're in the streets and he catches that grenade and he just throws it back and he's just like, oh, damn, like okay, like this robot's funny, but he's kind of a badass too. Like he's, and like when another stormtroopers, well, I'm kind of doing screw it, whatever. I'm just gonna start punching everybody, like he was a great character. I'll definitely and I mean he was an amazing character. All right, I've been kind of putting this off. But we gotta talk about Darth Vader. We gotta talk about this guy. Like, I mean, the ending scene. I also want to talk about real quick. Can anybody explain to me what was going on when we first see Vader? Is he like
I can help with that.
What kind of chamber was he in, Paul? That confused the fuck out of me.
It was in the back chamber.
Yeah, it was in a back chamber. Which overlooks the spot where Obi-Wan cut off his rest of his limbs.
He froze there for a second.
Apparently, in this new, fuck you, Google. Yes, Darth Vader is in a back the tank in a castle that he built on Mustafar, which overlooks the spot where his battle with Obi-Wan concluded, where Obi-Wan cut off the rest of it and his organic limbs. Apparently, according to the new canon, and this is according to a video I saw from Stupendous Wave, I think the name of the channel is, apparently this spot for some reason gives Vader a sense of peace. Like meditating on the fact that this is where my old self died and my new self is born. I don't know how that's possible, but I guess it gives Vader some kind of comfort.
And like, does like that chamber help like keep him alive or something, Paul?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
That's the one place we can get out of this suit completely and be alive.
Okay. Yeah,
Real quick about the back to chamber. So you know how like people always talk about how Vader was kind of slow when it came to his fighting against Obi-Wan in A New Hope. I've seen like one fan theory suggest that Vader was kind of slow in that movie because he had been out of the back to chamber for too long because he'd been spending most of his time trying to find the plans and being on the Death Star and being away from Mustafar for longer than he should have been. It's an interesting theory.
Yeah. See, like that's not something that was explored in the original trilogy. So
because it didn't exist.
Right,
it didn't exist.
So I was like, when that happened, they saw it. I'm like, okay, this is definitely different. Like this is, like this is interesting. This is cool. So thank you for explaining that, Paul. Thank you. So let's just get into it, guys. Go ahead, go full spoiler. Probably go ahead. Give me your thoughts on the very end Vader scene, the scene that he had with Krennic. Go ahead, bud. Go ahead. Just go out Vader nuts.
Well, I mean, that scene with Krennic was pretty cool. Although it sounds like you can definitely tell James Earl Jones is starting to get kind of old because his voice kind of it didn't sound completely the same. And he's still menacing and all that, but I mean, you can tell there's a rumor I've heard that Disney has James Earl Jones in like some secret voice box somewhere in a warehouse where they've got him basically reading a dictionary so that even after he's long gone, they can still have him voice Vader. Yeah, his vocal performance in that scene kind of sounded like he's been doing that for a long time. So, I mean, it was still cool, don't get me wrong, but you could tell he was kind of tired. But that final scene, that was 2 minutes of shit your pants excitement and terror all rolled into one. Like, I was pumped up and yet I was scared out of my mind. That was the scariest we have ever seen Vader, just going full on murdering rampage, stabbing, choking, slamming out the...
I mean, it was video game like, Paul. Yeah. It was like I'm watching the Force Awakens, not the Force Awakens,
The Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed, like in that game, like a force bang, like a force choke, like a saber throw,
I can choke a bit.
Oh my God, I'm totally with you. But it was video game
horror
like
scene I've ever seen.
I've never seen a Vader like that. We've never seen him just go, force crazy, just go nuts. And it kind of looked to me like that was Vader in his prime, like
Oh yeah.
that's Vader, like full dark side, full force, and maybe when he fought Luke, he was past his prime, Paul, like with sports stars. I mean, that was years and years later, so who knows? Chris, go ahead and give me your thoughts on Vader.
The use of Vader was perfect. Some people would complain that that they didn't use enough of him, but it was just like the right amount of stuff and the right amount of time where you can show a character like that. Yeah, Vader was, of course, he's the top force of the Emperor, but if you think about it, for the past few years, Vader has really become kind of a caricature, kind of a joke, kind of a prop. And we kind of forgotten what made Darth Vader so menacing. In this scene, in the ending scene, we get to know. Because he's basically like a wraith. He's just like an unstoppable, world of terror coming at you. It reminded me like something of a horror movie. It was just interesting because Gareth Edwards directed. His previous film was a horror movie. And he just shit hits the fan. You can feel the dread, the fear, the terror that the rebels are having as they're scrambling. They're so desperate to escape his clutches. I was shocked, and he's looking one guy in the ceiling and just cuts him down with his lightsaber. It's like, oh, I was like, bro.
It's really fun. It's like you see him get on and you think there's like 6 or 7 or like 8 rebels there with blasters, like pointing right at him, and they're all like getting ready to shit their pants. They're like, well, all he has is a lightsaber, but yeah, we're kind of all fucked.
Yeah.
We already know all of us have blasters. It's not going to do jack shit. He blocks every shot, no problem.
Yeah.
Because it's, I think, like the force is kind of like it's kind of, I guarantee, like he can slow down those blaster shots, and it's like he's in the Matrix or something. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going so slow, you just ping, no problem, and it's just. And then you see even his own people, like when he confronts Krennic and he walks towards him. Oh, you seem tense. No, I'm fine, bro. He's shitting his pants, okay? Because he knows in a millisecond he's fucked up.
Yeah.
If he says the wrong thing, does the wrong thing. It's just one of those things. All right.
He shows why Vader's feared. I mean that scene was like. It was like a fanboy dream. I mean, it's just like
it was fucking great. All right, Colton, go ahead and give me your thoughts on Vader.
One thing I gotta say is that I am so glad I avoided most of the marketing like the plague, but if they didn't do this, then I'm so glad that the marketing did not spoil the final Vader scene, because it would have been very easy for them to do so, just to trick the audiences into thinking that Vader was going to be, more involved in the movie than he really was. And speaking of which, I liked how he was only there for like just a little bit, just there to complement the story rather than overshadowing it. I mean, granted, Tarkin kind of did that when it came to him and Krennic, but I think that was actually kind of the point, but we'll get to that later. I really loved the ending, though, where Vader, when he shows up, I have expected the movie to end. Actually, when Vader's flagship shows up, cuts off those ships that are trying to jump into hyperspeed, and then one of his men tells Vader that the rebels are transmitted something, and he said prepare a boarding party at that. Okay, the movie's going to end there, but no, the movie continues. We see the rebels are trying to, get past the broken blast door. Then they suddenly hear Vader in the distance, and then he ignites his lightsaber, and they yell out, open fire. And I thought, okay, they're going to end the movie right there. But no, it continues. We see Vader mercilessly slaughtering all those poor bastards. I mean, all those poor bastards. All those poor men, I mean, he's cutting them down, steals all their blasters out of their hands like it was nothing. He cuts one guy while he's hanging up in the air and doesn't even bother to turn around to see when he lands. And then one guy, he manages to get the planet, decides to screw trying to save himself, and simply hands the plans through a crack in the door. And then Vader stabs him right through the chest. And and then not only does he stab him, then Vader just casually forces the door open, and he continues cutting them down. And I didn't notice this in my first watch of the movie, but Vader was like this close from getting the plans. Like one guy managed just to jump through the door, they launch, and they launched it just before Vader would have gotten through the blast doors. I mean, had they been just a hair too late, Vader would have gotten back the plans, and the rebels would have been utterly screwed. And of course, I loved Vader's scene with Krennic, because I felt like it was kind of a callback to how Vader does not seem to be a fan of the Death Star and all that. You know, like when that one guy said, "Don't." Like Vader says, the ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the planet of the Force. And when Krennic was telling Vader about the Death Star and everything, he's like, "Yes, its ability to cause problems is certainly impressive," and what have you. And I also, a lot of people don't like Vader's like Force choke pun, and while it's a little, I guess it's a little, maybe a tad distracting, it still kind of fits in with Vader as a character. He always has been a tad, darkly sarcastic every now and then with his, the way he casually insults his underlings and all that jazz. Apology accepted, Captain Vita, and I find your lack of faith disturbing, yada yada. He's as clumsy as he is stupid. So, Vader used, I think, perfectly in this movie. And if we just happen to see him pop up again, and if they're thinking about maybe having him pop up again in the Han Solo series, I say go for it.
Absolutely. I mean, the more Vader, the better. It always worries me that is this the last movie that we're going to see Darth Vader? I don't think so, but you never know. I don't know. All right.
And we can also celebrate that we no longer have to deal with the fact that Vader's last words in this series are "No."
Well, technically, they still are, but thankfully, we don't have to. You know what? That version doesn't exist, so it's fine. Okay, I've seen the original version that doesn't have that stupid garbage bullshit in it. But anyway, Matt, go ahead. Give me your thoughts on Vader in this movie.
Like everybody's been saying, I thought he was used perfectly. And it's also nice to see that they kept him with a sense of humor in the movie with his little pun. I don't know why people didn't like that. I mean, I didn't even find it that distracting. I found it pretty funny and badass at the same time. And of course, seeing him in that scene with Krennic was really cool because you got the whole, he can just scare whoever he wants type of feel, or he can just act relaxing and cool with you. And then when you piss him off, he'll just get in your face, not do anything, and you'll, assume that you're going to get killed. And of course, that last 10 minutes with him, I mean, that's like your pants are wet type of moment right there. It's so good. It really did feel like a horror film, with that scene. Because, it was badass, but I was absolutely terrified with that too. Obviously, I guess his movements were a tad different, from the original, but that was fine. He still looked cool and stuff, and I liked that. He seemed like he was in his prime. But I think everybody's pretty much talked about what I thought about it overall.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm with all you guys. When you see that Rebel soldier, and he's literally got his hands pressed against the glass, and he's screaming, and he's terrified for his life. Yeah. It felt like I was watching a Friday the 13th movie, or a Halloween movie, running from the killer. Please, he's going to kill me. Please stop. And then, you're just like, I'm just like, oh my God, you're Vader. Oh my God, dude. He don't give no fucks, man. He's like, you got something that I want. Get the fuck out of my way. It just, oh man, I'm with you. I'm just like, I gotta go home and check my underwear. It's one of those things. You gotta do it. I mean, as much as I love Darth Vader, I mean, this is how it is. So,
that scene also explains why Vader is so, pissed off when he confronts Leia in Episode 4. She's like, I'm on a diplomat mission to Alderaan, and Vader's probably thinking, are you saying I'm stupid? Do I look stupid to you? I saw your ship leave the battle.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This movie, you need to watch this, and then you need to watch more. They're what
vessel looking for it.
Straight into 4. So let's get into the ending, guys. I want to know if y'all liked it, if you loved it, if you hated it, what you thought of seeing Leia and her CGI self. Let me know what you think. So Paulie, go ahead and give me your thoughts on the ending.
Well, I mean, the fact that everyone pretty much died at the end, I kind of knew it was coming. I mean, that's what happened in Legends continuity. I kind of had a feeling they were going to do the same thing, but still, give Disney credit for allowing Lucasfilm to do that. I mean, let's not forget, Disney owns Lucasfilm. They could have just easily said, no, don't do that. That's too depressing. This is Disney, remember? You are under our property. You are our property. You will do what we say. They could have easily done that, so I give them credit for allowing them to go that road.
That would have been a Fox decision or something like that. They're the ones that fuck with their shit.
I think that the writers actually were going to write an alternate ending where some of the characters lived because they assumed that the higher-ups wouldn't let them kill everybody.
Well, like, remember what we said, Paulie. Disney lets Marvel and they let Lucasfilm kind of do their own thing. Trust in the process. That's why the movies are so good. Because they let their directors direct the fucking movie. They don't try to meddle and say, no, you hired them to direct the film, and that's what they're doing. That's what I love about Disney. For the most part, probably, you don't see, like, reports come out, like with Fox, you know, and with fucking Sony, with, like, Spider-Man 3, like, you know, years ago, where the studio said this, the studio said do this.
Yeah, better than what Warner
If you hire a director, you hire him to direct the fucking movie. Do not say that he needs to do this. Why the fuck did you hire a director if you wanted to direct the movie?
Yeah,
like,
what Warner was doing.
You're right.
And with Zack Snyder, and that whole moment with Martha.
Okay, we're not doing Martha jokes in this film, for fuck's sake, okay? We'll have plenty of time to do that when we discuss Justice League, because I'm sure it'll pop up.
Oh, yeah.
So, Paul,
you're right. I get what you're saying, but what I was saying was they could have just as easily done that because, remember, this is Disney. They kind of have this image they like to have, so they could have easily done it. So I give them credit for allowing Gareth Edwards to go down this road, considering how dark it was. So just basically let everyone die.
Paul, real quick, I don't mean to interrupt you, but would it have made sense in terms of continuity for them to live, Paul?
No, it wouldn't have.
So, I mean, that's probably why he said, look, they kind of have to die. Because you can't have episode 4 where, well, if the heroes that, you know, got us the Death Star plans are still alive, where the fuck are they? You know, they're never mentioned one time. So I'm just saying, I think it makes sense. So that's probably what he said. They think, sorry, guys, they kind of have to die.
Yeah.
So
all right. Now, Leia, as far as Leia is concerned, and I don't think you can mention this without bringing up another character who got CG'd in this. That was Grand Moff Tarkin. Now, I will say this: the CG is definitely impressive. It's a whole lot better than Jeff Bridges and Tron Legacy. This was more like Michael Douglas and Ant-Man. The CG was on that level.
Yeah, it was good.
I like what they did. I mean, Tarkin did look incredible. It did look like Peter Cushing was actually there. Like, if I didn't know any better, I would say they plucked Peter Cushing and Carrie Fisher from the set of Episode 4. Like, they reached through a time portal, picked them up from the set of Episode 4 in 1976, and dropped them in here to film those scenes. Like, it really did look that good.
He's been there for 20 years, Paul. So it is really impressive that they were able to do
that being said, it does raise the issue. They can do this, but should they? I mean, Carrie Fisher was alive when they did it, so I mean, obviously. But I mean, I read something interesting that Robin Williams, before he died, in his will, he put in his will, you can't do that to me. You cannot digitally insert me in something. So obviously, he knew that was becoming possible. So it does raise an ethical question. Like, yeah, we can do it, but should we? I think it depends on how much you want to do. Like, if it's just a couple minutes, like a few scenes, like they did with Tarkin and Leia, then I'm all right with it. But if you're going to, like, digitally recreate Henry Fonda to shoot an entire movie, yeah, I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for this small bit, I think it's okay. And I loved what they did. I think it looks incredible.
I mean, Leia is, I mean, Carrie Fisher had already finished shooting on Episode 8. So that's done.
Yeah.
I have her in the script for Episode 9, which she could die in Episode 8. I don't know. Nobody knows the script, obviously. If she's still around, they could, use the CG, have her in, rework the script a little bit, just like what Fast and Furious had to do when Paul Walker died. You have to do what you got to do. But it's been shown, Paul, if you need to have him there, you can. I mean, look at Tarkin. I mean, his guy's been there for 20 years, and he was in the movie. He was in the movie. I mean, he should, he should get a credit. Like he's in the fucking movie. So I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Chris, give me your thoughts on the ending and all that.
Well, I mean, to me, it was kind of unexpected that they all perished at the end. I had to welcome in. Maybe two of them might survive, or maybe one. I don't know. But it turns out all of them, which took me off guard. It did leave like a sinking feeling inside you. But it made it all the more impactful because these were people who were giving their lives so that the rebels could have a chance. And it shows you the reality that not all of us make it out. I mean, not all people are going to make it out. I mean, it's great that Jen and Cassian had that final moment there, embracing one another. The CGI with Leia, even though it was great to see Leia again, at first I wasn't really on board with the CGI. It looked kind of awkward, and even it wasn't as well composited as I thought it would be. Looking at it again, seeing it again, it's like, it's okay. I mean, I like how they ended it with her. It's a perfect segue into A New Hope. I like how they did that. And when they go into hyperspace, it's when the opening where the Star Destroyer is chasing the Rebel blockade running on Tatooine. It's like that. I mean, that made me giddy. I mean, it is kind of bittersweet. After I saw after Carrie Fisher passed away. It had me with different feelings, but I thought it was a very well done ending, very powerful ending.
Right. I mean, I'm kind of with you. I've only seen it once, Chris, and it looked kind of goofy when I saw her on screen. It looked kind of off. It was passable. It was decent. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here. Real quick, guys. The person that plays the rebel leader, who's in that kind of robe-looking thing, isn't CGI as well.
Was
Mon Mothma?
Yeah.
No, that
was a real person.
Yeah, that was a real person.
She played Mom Martha in a deleted scene back in Revenge of the Sith, which you don't acknowledge. The movies whose existence you don't acknowledge.
I'm thinking about something else. I'm thinking about maybe episode 7.
You talking about the guy with the beard?
No.
Jimmy Smits?
I'm talking about the woman.
Yeah, Mon Mothma.
In a white robe?
You talking about the redhead, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's Mom Martha.
From Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. I couldn't remember. I thought I saw something that she was CGI or whatever. But
No, it was a natural actress. So.
Okay, cool. All right. Colin, go ahead. Give us your thoughts on the ending and everything.
At the ending, like I said, I really respected them for how they ended it with everyone, it was a very depressing sort of end. First we'd see, when we saw Jin managing to transmit the plans and we hear the words saying transmission complete or transmission in progress, and the music, when it was playing, it was just made you really feel like, fuck yeah, they did it, and Cage is asking if she thinks anyone's listening, and we know that they've managed to, give the rebels a chance and all that jazz as they're getting ready to leave. And then we hear of these terrible words. We picked up a massive object emerging out of hyperspace. And when you see the Death Star there, I'm like, oh crap, they're fucked, I mean, it was a very depressing, but at the same time, like I said, I respect it for what they did. And I loved how Krennic died also. When he looks up and he sees the Death Star right above him and ready to fire, that was a very fitting end for his character, I think. Because I was a little iffy on Krennic when I originally saw the film, but when I saw it a second time, I liked how he started off as this, smug prick, but as he continued to lose control of Tarkin and Vader didn't give a rat's ass about his problems, he became a tad more unhinged as things progressed, and then he finds out not only did Jin manage to, find a flaw in the Death Star, but then he gets killed by the Death Star seconds later and all that jazz. So he probably, in his last moments, he was probably thinking, oh my gosh, how this day just can't get any worse. Speaking of Tarkin, he's been dead for a while, so I think it was okay. I think it was okay-ish that they did this, since, like you said, it was only for a few scenes, and I feel really Tarkin. It just wouldn't feel right if he wasn't there. I guess you could say, since the Death Star was basically his thing in A New Hope. So I'm okay with what they did with him in this movie, though the CGI was a tad off, but the performance was good. The performance was good enough that I can more or less let it go. And then I actually thought the CG for Leia's brief scene was pretty good also. I mean, seeing it a second time, I could notice a couple of things were a tad off with it, but nothing too distracting. I mean, hell, I didn't think we were going to see her face at all, actually. When Captain Antilles came onto her ship and handed her the plans asking what did they send us, I didn't think I thought she was just going to remain with her back turned to him. So when we got to see her face, I smiled. And when she said hope, that made me smile as well, because that's what this entire thing was about, giving the rebel, it was like character development for the rebellion itself. Like, first they were a tad shady and such, but this movie gave them purpose, a way to, finally see that they had a chance to maybe actually make a difference in this war with the Empire. And speaking of other characters that returned, I also like that we got to see Gold Leader and Red Leader come back in unused footage from A New Hope and all that. It was a tad distracting at first, but I ran with it afterwards. It was a good like minor touch, and I think that might be everything I have to say. Hold that thought. Red Leader, Gold Leader, hyperspace. Yeah, I'm good. Overall, if I had to rank this movie, I'd probably place it 5th, just because I actually like the other movies a whole lot more. But it was very hard to rank it there. But it's still a very good addition to the Star Wars universe. I'm glad that I saw it, and it has me looking forward to more of these spin-off adventures.
Okay, cool. All right, we are now going to go to you, Matt. Go ahead and give me your thoughts on CGI Leia, on the ending, if you liked it, if you hated it.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked the ending. I liked that Disney chose and Lucasfilm chose to kill everybody off, because now Disney has the balls and Lucasfilm has the balls to kill off, big characters like that in movies, because they could easily save them and like, okay, go to this area, do this for us, and that could explain why they weren't in the original trilogy, or maybe they're captured or whatever. But now I'm very curious what risks they may take with some of their other movies. I think episodes are going to be a little more safe, but as far as anthologies, it's going to be really interesting to see. Seeing Jen and Cassian's death scene together. At first, I didn't like it, but I saw it again, and I started to appreciate it a lot. As far as CGI Leia, I mean, she didn't look bad or anything. I thought she looked good for it, but Tarkin looked incredible, I thought. I didn't even notice until maybe the second or third scene. I thought maybe they recasted somebody and maybe put prosthetics on him to make him look like Tarkin. And whoever voiced him did a great job, because that sounds pretty spot on, to be honest, too, which I was really surprised about. And, of course, seeing how everybody died and how gritty and stuff that was, that added to the ending, and I like that a lot. And seeing how Krennic died also, like one of you guys pointed out, I thought was a really nice touch to it. So, yeah, and I like how it felt like, maybe it doesn't feel like they won, in one way, but, just kind of in the sense for the long run, they actually won the battle. So, yeah, I think that's about all I got for the ending.
All right, cool.
I can't up real quick. I just remember one last thing I wanted to say. I liked that the movie sort of had a moral of, if you have a chance to do something right, then take it. Like with Galen, when he realized that he had no choice but to work in the Death Star, he ensured that he wasn't just going to work in it. He was going to make sure that there was a way to take the thing down. And that was also kind of about Bodhi's driving mode. The Imperial cargo pilot, his driving motivation. Like Galen told him, he had a chance to do right by the rebellion and all that, and that's also what ultimately drove Jyn to help the rebellion. Like, at first she said that she doesn't care about seeing the Imperial flags and seeing like the Imperial flags flying as long as she doesn't look up. But once she found out what her dad did, that actually gave her motivation to, really care for something other than herself for probably the first time in a while.
Okay, cool. I'm definitely with you guys. Is there anything else that we want to say before we score the movie? Does anybody have anything?
I'm good.
Good?
There's
what happened?
I think we can all collectively laugh at the people that thought that Disney was going to Disney-fy Star Wars.
right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's not happened yet.
F you for those. Yeah, you doubters, you haters.
Yep. And then one thing I wanted to mention that I forgot kind of in the beginning was I liked how they used this movie as kind of a way to explain, how the Death Star could be destroyed. Because that was always kind of the little fault that maybe some of the original movies have. It's like, oh, it's so easy just to destroy. You go and you shoot in a hole. It's nice to see that it wasn't just a little error made by the Empire. It was actually something, built in by a rebel spy, if you want to call him a rebel spy.
Now,
I like that a lot.
It always confused me. I'm thinking to myself, so how did the Rebel Alliance randomly get their hands on super important plans that could destroy the Death Star? Like, did the Empire just hand them over? Oh, here you go, guys. Yeah. Oh, you want these? Sure. So this kind of fills that void. Like, no, this took lies. This took a daring, huge escapade in order to get this done. Like, they lost a lot of, a lot of lives, having this happen.
Right.
Also, kudos to them for remembering that the Death Star plans were stored on tapes. You didn't think they had that sort of attention to detail there, but they did.
Right.
Yes, that was really good. All right, so let's go ahead and give our final scores. I will go first, and then we'll go around and give our final scores. I'll give it 8.5. Still very good, very excellent. Not as good. I would probably rank it 5th as well. Maybe 4th ahead of New Hope. Because like I told you guys before, Matt, you probably don't know this. I kind of overrate. I think Force kind of overrated a little bit compared to the other movies. Because but I just love the other movies more. That's just my opinion. But again, probably 8.5. So, Paulie, go ahead and give me your score.
I brought a solid 9.
Oh, okay. Solid 9. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, Chris.
I don't really use the 10 scale, 1 to 10 scale. I would rate it a 10 out of 10. I usually use the 4-star system. This is a definite 4 out of 4 stars. This is an excellent movie.
All right, so Rogue One is Chris's favorite Star Wars movie. All right, good to know.
Force Awakens is my favorite Star Wars movie.
Oh, okay. All right, Colton, go ahead. Give us your score.
It's either I'm still trying to figure it out, but right now it's sitting either at a 7.5 or an 8. Like I said, the characters being in a weird sort of limbo for me, it kind of dragged it down a little. But like I said, the way it all wrapped up made the entire experience worth it, though.
Okay, perfect. All right, Matt, go ahead and give us your score.
I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. The 0.5, the reason why I would kind of take a little bit off is because of Saw Gerrera and some of the little, things the characters could have been, expanded on. There's a couple characters that were just, weren't really touched on as much as they could have been. But still a great Star Wars movie. I'd put it at 4th behind New Hope, Empire, and Force Awakens.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm with a lot of you guys. The one thing, like y'all said, a few characters kind of hold it back a little bit. Saw Gerrera and, in my opinion, Jin's stupid-ass mother. Like she's the worst mother that ever lived. So, other than that, the plot was great. The settings were beautiful. The action was great. So everything you want in a Star Wars movie. All right, so our Force Awakens spoiler is over. I'm gonna do
Rogue One.
Yeah, Star Wars Rogue One is over now. I'm gonna give my collection update real quick, and then I'm gonna let Paulie take over, and we're gonna do our tribute for the Star Wars people that passed away this past year. So, real quick, let me go ahead and get set up, guys. I
I
really,
can't wait to see.
You don't know because you're new. That's cool. I'm a Blu-ray collector. I had like almost like 2,000 Blu-rays. I've sold a lot of them. Paul has got my collecting bug. These last few months, I kind of.
Caleb?
Am I frozen?
Yeah, you froze for a
You
second.
froze for a second.
I froze for a second. I thought so because I looked down and everyone was frozen too. I'm like, oh, man, I must be frozen. But anyway, so I have this collection. These last few days, I've got a bunch of stuff, so I want to share them. Paulie, please don't freeze. This is
All right.
Paulie, it's mostly for you. Are you ready?
Go for it, my brother.
All right. So I'm in kind of like a Godzilla phase right now, you guys. You know, I'm a big fan of Godzilla. So I got this isn't Godzilla, but whatever. I got Mothra, all three of the Mothra movies.
All right.
I got Godzilla versus Destroyer and Godzilla versus Mega Ghidorah. These are all on sale. Never buy a Blu-ray full regular price.
Unless it's already $5.
I got Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh boy.
That's two. Now this one I got really cheap. I got Daddy's Home.
Oh.
I got so I recently got Final Fantasy 15. This is a prequel movie that kind of explains the story. So that's why I got that. I got Bad Boys 1 and 2. I got Krampus. More. I got more Godzilla. I got Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 and Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. I got Toy Story. The Time Forgets. I got Straight Outta Compton. I got It and more Godzilla. I got Godzilla versus King Ghidorah and Godzilla versus Mothra. Now, probably we get into the good stuff.
Oh boy.
I was into the stuff that I really am excited about. Well, the first couple. So I got Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Nice.
I got X-Men Apocalypse on sale.
All right.
I got Beauty and the Beast. This next one, Paulie. Paulie, how much did you pay for that Pokemon Steelbook? Again.
35?
5. Well, I got that Pokemon Steelbook, Paulie. And I got it for $20, Paulie.
Oh, dude. Fuck.
Buddy, I jumped when I saw that. But I wasn't that excited.
I knew you would.
So,
I wish I could have been there when you said I thought about it.
Colin, now I know you hate the modern Transformers movies almost as much as I do. So when I saw this movie at Best Buy, I almost fainted. I screamed in the store. I got the 1980s animated Transformers movie Blu-ray Steelbook.
Excellent
It looks
choice.
Movie sucks.
Who let this man talk? Okay, don't this Transformers movie of all time. This movie's fucking great. First of all, and it looks beautiful, you guys. It looks amazing. And the final thing I got, Paulie, of course, you know I have to get it, sir.
Chris, you are being very rude right now. Shut the fuck up.
Silence!
Silence!
Paulie, I got O-Ranger, Paulie. I had to
Nice.
yes.
Nice.
That's what I got.
Chris, kiss my fucking ass right now. And now we can all watch him go batshit crazy. Stupid ass motherfucker.
Which hey Caleb, which of the Sentai did you get? Which one is that? Very powerful.
Zeo.
Zeo.
The Sandlot sucks. Wait, did I say that?
Yeah, Chris, will you?
Oh god, he just loves this. I realize that now. He fucking loves doing this happens. He's doing this. Yeah, I just did that, Chris. What do you think?
Under the Dome sucks.
Oh my god.
Not stopping. Yeah, Matt, in case Chris didn't tell you, this is kind of a running joke we got going on whenever Chris does something.
He likes to be an ass.
If you feel free to jump in on that, okay?
All right.
No.
He's probably going to say something that you like sucks at some point because he says that everything sucks. He's a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect?
I don't say.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, be careful not to choke on your aspiration.
Oh.
I'm going to hand it over to you, and you can go ahead and take us home with the last part of the show.
All right, yeah. So, guys, as you know, earlier we did a episode where we kind of paid tribute to all those we lost in 2016, and among those we lost were 3 notable members of the Star Wars community. The man who voiced Admiral Akbar, whose name escapes me.
Eric Barsfield.
What he said. Kenny Baker, who was the man inside who brought R2-D2 to life. And, of course, our beloved Princess Carrie Fisher. So, after Carrie's death, there were a lot of great tributes that people did popped up all over the place. And we are going to do one right now, not just for Carrie Fisher, but all those people we lost from Star Wars this year. So what I want everyone to do, dig out your lightsabers. We're going to step back so that we can all show up in the screen, dig our lightsabers out, hoist them up into the air, bow our heads, and have a quick moment of silence for them.
So 2 people here have lightsabers, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Just kind
Yeah,
I'm just gonna bow my head.
Oh, you weren't informed. This is what Paul and Colton are doing. So
All right.
it's kind of the
I have a
tribute.
straw. I'll just use a straw because
Go
I
ahead.
don't know what mine's at. So
Caleb, I did not hear a word you said.
No, I'm just saying. I was telling Matt that this is something that you and Colton are doing because I ain't got a lightsaber. So yes,
They are one with the Force, and the Force is with them.
yes. The Force be with them always. Thank you for everything that you've done for the Star Wars universe, all the joy and happiness that you brought us. The 3 of you have done so many things for us, brought us so much joy. As Paul said, our beloved princess, our amazing, lovable droid, and can none of us ever forget, it's a trap. We will always remember Admiral Akbar as well. We want to thank you 3 for the amazing work that you have put into the Star Wars universe, and we hope that you rest in peace. Thank you.
That was beautiful,
With the
Caleb.
Force forever. That's the best way to think of it. They are one with the Force forever.
Like I told everybody, losing Carrie Fisher was probably the second most hardest celebrity death I've ever had to deal with. The amazing Ron Williams being the first. This one definitely hurts because I grew up with Star Wars. All of us grew up with Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia. I mean, for some of us, she was our first crush, and in that gold bikini, we need to celebrate her. I mean, everything about Carrie Fisher, not just what she's done in Star Wars, just in general, man. She was a great actress, a great person, and it's really tough to lose her. And plus, her mom passing away the very next day. So,
Everyone else.
all right, Paulie, go ahead. Take us home.
All right, guys. So that is going to wrap up episode 97 of the Nerds Unite as One podcast. So I want to thank everyone for joining on this. Chris, it was fun having you here.
It's great having being here, and then, oh man, it's just like I'm one with the force. That's probably going to be a bump. It's probably going to be on my wall, on the wall of my room, something like that. And this movie got me so stoked for episode 8. Yeah, it's going to be the last time Carrie Fisher's going to be seen in the movie again, but I still can't wait to see it.
Neither can we. Colton, my friend, it was a pleasure having you here.
It's great to be here again. Hopefully, Chris won't accidentally delete the episode from YouTube this time.
Yes, let's not let that happen again.
Well, yeah, I'll be careful. Just
yeah. All right. Matt, I hope you had a good time on your first go around here at Nerds United 1. I hope we didn't creep you out too much with some of the things that we do. And if you did enjoy your time here, it is our hope that you will come back in the future.
Yeah, I would like to come back. It was a lot of fun for sure. And you guys didn't creep me out. I'm pretty much a creep around town. Nobody likes to be around me anyway.
Well, you're among friends.
Yeah, you're among like-minded folk. So, yeah.
All right, awesome.
And Caleb, my brother, great job hosting. You did not show any rust at all. You haven't hosted a show since we did Suicide Squad, so great work.
It's been a while. It's been since like August, so it's pretty interesting. I'm glad to be coming back. Kind of get on that roll. Kind of take back over what's going on. I mean, it's hard to with my kids and with work, but I still got to make time for my this is my other baby. I mean, having created this whole thing that we do, and we're 3 episodes away from 100. I mean, it's literally incredible. I mean, 100 episodes. It's hard to find. I mean, we're not that big a channel, obviously, but it's hard to find other places that have dedicated themselves and do 100 episodes of something. That's just, it blows my mind, guys, that we're 3 away from 100. So
impressive, most impressive.
Yes, indeed. And we have it. Yeah. What was that, Caleb?
I was saying it's always a fun time when a bunch of nerds get together.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So, guys, we will see you all next week for episode 98. But you might see some of us a little sooner than that, as sounds like at least 1 or 2 of us might be joining our colleague Max Vincent on his channel, previewing the 2017 movie season on Friday night. So if we do join in on that, we will make sure to put the channel on our Facebook page. So check that out when you get a chance. If you haven't liked our page yet, what are you waiting for? Until then, take care, everyone, and may the force be with you.